As always, when you join me here, you are one of my treasures. Welcome to this Saturday night stream. Just finished, I just got home just about an hour ago from going hiking right up the road. There's a nice hiking trail about half a mile away from my house. So my dog and I, we went up there along with a friend of mine and took a short hike. I think once we got up there, we did about a mile in the hiking trails and, came back. So it was fun overall. I do want to say on my channel, we do talk the 5 T's here on my stream. My name is Jules and welcome, what I like to call Area 5T1. And we talk about transition, we talk triathlon, we talk trends, teaching/tips, and trucks. I do like to work on my Nissan Xterra, which I haven't done in a couple of weeks, and I do need to do a couple of things to it. Next weekend I won't be able to, as I will be leaving to California. So please welcome. Also know that, hey TSTV, also know that as of yesterday was our first video where we are now, we can now accept super chats, super stickers, super thanks, stuff like that. So we have made it our goals to be able to do that. And any super chats that are given, Mahi, it's been a great day. I went hiking with my dog and a friend of mine and had a great time. I mean, it was a short hike. It was my first. Well, thank you, Mahi. It was the first time I went hiking with my friend, and she just moved here from Tennessee, so she's not used to the altitude yet. Here in Albuquerque, we are at 5,800 feet above sea level. So go ahead with your question. Well, welcome, Andy Fox. No, and I'll be straight up with you. I am a transgender woman. Hello everyone and welcome to my stream. My name is Jules. Please do feel free to hit a like, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, I will be straight up with people. I'm not, afraid to share, and that's what this channel is about. So others that are trans want to talk, and we can chat about it. There's other topics we talk about on here. Football, I am 54. Hello, Kaylee. Welcome to the stream. Everyone, I'm also going to put a link to my merch store. My merch store does, have a lot of the merch according to, a lot of topics that we have on there. We even have, when you see things about my Gem X, I do have a white Nissan Xterra that I am doing a resto mod on. I am trying to restore it, at the same time doing some modification. I'm doing like an overland vehicle, so It's I slowly but surely I am finding what I want to do to it. Like this, I had a roof rack. I can probably still do it tomorrow. Just install. I mean, exteriors already come with a roof rack, but I want to install the basket. Bluefin, I am a human. So, so everyone, please do hit a like and subscribe. Uh, the channel has been growing. We've been yesterday we had about 14, what was it, about 1,400 views. It was great. We've had more than that in the past. Oh, hey Darren, I apologize for last night. I was trying to block someone else and I accidentally uh, hid your account, but I was able to put it back on there. Exactly, Kaylee. We do. I, the haters, they can, hate, but, I don't let them pull me down. For those of you, I don't know if any of you are subscribers and know my background. I am an ex-Mo, being an ex-Mormon, and I have recently put in my application to be on John DeLyn's show, Mormon Stories podcast. So, well, thank you, Darren, and I do thank you for the donation yesterday. Uh, that was that was very generous of you. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. As always, my name is Jules, and you are one of my treasures whenever you join us on here. Next weekend, I will probably stream, or throughout the week, I'll probably stream on Tuesday. I will stream on Thursday after I get off for work. Then Friday, then Saturday morning, I'm leaving to San Diego, so I will probably not be streaming the rest of the weekend next weekend, but I'll try to get as much stream time. I will probably do some shorts while I'm over there, or film some videos as I am flying out there. I will be, yeah, it's going to be busy, busy, busy. I'm going to see family, so the thing is, it's a lot of eating, and I don't know how much how much eating I'll be able to do as my new diet has changed. Oh, if there's no moderator in here, I still moderate myself. I'm a I'm a transgender female, Corbin. And for those of you that don't know, today is our second. Well, thank you, Corbin. Today is our second day, our second live stream where we have access, or people do have access to super chats. So if you, why would it not be a good idea? I hadn't watched since the beginning of the season, but that's good. I was gonna try to go to a game while I was in San Diego, and they're playing out of town while I'm going over there. So the alternative is we're going to Balboa Park and go check it out. Go check out some museums. Um, I've, got connections to get tickets to things everywhere when I go to San Diego. Um, it's not about when you make a decision, it's about how you feel. It's not like you wake up one day and you decide, hey, I'm a woman. It's throughout your life you might have inkling about it. For example, throughout my life, like when I was little, when I noticed when I always had the urge to go to the bathroom, and I always want to go sitting down. I didn't want to use a urinal. I didn't want to stand up to pee. In my teen years, I always wanted to try on my mom's makeup and um, and cross dress, and then as an adult male in my 50s, I that especially since I grew up as um, I am of Mexican descent, so you decide, you have to hide behind a facade because being, Mexican, you have to be, this macho person, and, so, you hide it. You just keep it inside, and that's when it starts building up what they call the gender dysphoria. And eventually, like, mine came out when I was in my younger 50s. Well, my dad has passed away, but my mom's fine with it. Although I have been to a therapist. In fact, I went to a therapist in a very conservative state, and they told me that the best thing for me would be to transition. So yes, I am trans. Okay, Corbin, you have a good night. So yeah, yeah, I am trans. Yeah, the she sat down, asked me about all my you know, my childhood and everything. Um, I don't believe in Jesus. I'm an atheist, and I actually follow a church of atheism. So if you want to come to one of our sermons, Space Frog, I didn't hang it. I should have because all my neon lights are out right now. Hey, Huggy, I forgot to say hello. Um, I had seen you out there. Hello, Zainab. Welcome to the stream. Drunken, it would be ma'am. Yeah, but I'm not just gonna just go get it right now and just prop it up because obviously then I'll have it in hand when I'm doing it. So oh, Yeah, I know. Yeah, next time, one of my next, maybe tomorrow's live stream I can. Yeah, she does excellent live streams and she's starting the vlog now. She's really cool. She's really, she was probably one of the first trans vloggers or live streamers I saw, or whose channel I started following. And so I had already planned on moving out here to the ABQ, and I had gotten my VA job out here, and it turned out that she lived in the same area, so I didn't realize that. My dog is worn out. We went hiking, and he is worn out. Well, throughout my life, there were many signs of it, uh, but yet, actually start my transition, I didn't till age 51. Uh, so throughout my life, there were many signs of being trans, having gender dysphoria, but I didn't act on them till I was 51. Oh, really? Um, what was her name? I'd have to check that out, Space Frog. Yeah, this week I'm gonna like really have to lock down my house, and like I'll have to, when I go on vacation, like when I travel out of town, all like I said, I don't have the bulk carrier group in my AR, so what I always do is I take it all apart, take the upper and bottom receiver, lower receiver apart. I even put locks through those. Then I lock them into the case. Then my pistol, I take all the ammo out of it, put a lock on the pistol, put a lock on the case. I have so many locks. Then I do the same thing with my shotgun. Put a lock on it. And hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please feel free to jump into the stream. I will be posting once again. This will be our merch store. Lots of new things have happened the last couple of days. We now have memberships to the channel. That's different than just being a sub. As far as memberships, I think what I'm going to be doing is doing like get ready with me on there. I think Joe's hosting. I'm not has he put a tab up for it yet? Tonight he did, and I wish I could. If it wouldn't have been so close to me getting back from hiking, I would have done my. They did, but they did it over a Zoom meeting. They did kind of what they're calling it's a deconstruction ritual from, and I think tonight it focused on ex-Mormons, and basically it was like you would light a candle and just kind of burn a paper saying why you left, just kind of to get that your final reasons and just do away with. I'm trying to think of what he called it, but it was just a ritual to just kind of get everything off your chest and then do away with it. I even know what I gotta write on my paper, and I'll probably be doing it on the. I don't know if I'll be doing it next week, but the week after, because it has to do with my trip. Um, Actually, Space Frog, you should. Have you attended one of our sermons? It's actually pretty fun. You can, like he calls himself the first herald, and his name is Joe, and uh, basically what he does is he'll do sermons on just about any thing. And like for example, I've done two sermons, and I talked about, like my first one I was talking about arrows and how many of us in this Church of Atheism, we I talked about arrows because if I felt like there was so many things that the church did that pulled me backwards. Yet now that I've let go of it, it launched me forward. Um, so you know, I did a second sermon and I was talking about a similar ritual that I used to do to, uh, you know, take all my stress off my chest. And it's really, when you do like a sermon there, it's your choice. Like when someone does it, and everybody can, choose on what they're going to talk about. Yeah, and ours is just really, it's not going to a building. We actually do it here on YouTube, and we do. It's pretty, it's pretty cool to do. It's he does. Last week was like 15 minutes long. Then he does what's called a linger longer if you want to hang out a little more. Hello, Teresa. Welcome back. Lots of good things going on in the channel. Yes, it's tomorrow at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. And then, sometimes he bring, like his very first sermon was, I liked it because it talked about, like I said, it was randomly about the Apollo 13 mission and how they were able to get back. I will link it on the main page to my channel. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do hit a like and subscribe. We are at 7 likes right now. Yeah, it's on YouTube. And he does it through StreamYard, so if people ever want to jump in and talk to him, he will talk to people. Yeah, it's a fun thing. One night, and there was a young lady here yesterday. Her name's AT Chick, and sometimes we'll do a Wednesday. I think he's trying to do away from the Wednesday sermons, but he still does them. And one night it was all about just having some, it was like a night to just drink, and they were sitting there and having a good time, just chatting away on the screen, and they were having a few drinks, and no, more than a few, but it was funny. And what's this song about? Why would I need something to keep me calm? I'm a very calm person. Yeah, Space Frog, that's mine. That's absolutely what mine is. It's self-defense. Absolutely. And sometimes when I go hiking, I will carry it because there are bears on the trail. There are also mountain lions, and I will try it out later on. I've got other music here I can play also that gets me going pretty good. No, that's only when I leave out of town that all those locks are on. When I'm here, it's within arm's reach of me. So, in fact, I had an encounter with a coyote right here outside my door. Yeah, and Teresa, we it seems like I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's been because this week I wasn't on here a lot, but I'm not getting um, a lot of people like that. But I shouldn't say it because then they'll turn around and like bombard the channel. Yeah, Teresa, I don't know if I said it earlier. As of yesterday, one can now send super chats and super stickers. We got our first super sticker as of yesterday. We got it yesterday, actually. And that's what I want to be. I want to try to represent, the population in a good manner. Hello, faithful. Welcome to the stream. I'm doing great. I hope you are too. Hello everyone and welcome. Please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I have a pretty good pic of when my dog was gonna go hiking, and he had his real nice dog harness with it has pouches, and it has an area for him to carry his own canteen, to carry his own water. I just have to tighten it a little bit more because once I put the water on it, it like tilted in one direction, so I gotta do that. But it's a good method, so you know he can carry his own water, and the canteen pouch actually has a little like bowl in it, so it can carry it. So it's actually pretty cool looking. I think I did something on it the other day. So on my survival section of my video, um, on of my streams. I think I need to go get a straw for this. I should have one that's long enough for this because there's water in there. Um, he is worn out. We had a good time hiking. Yeah, that would be. Now the thing is, on the other side, I have pouches. I have one pouch where I put in a bunch of bags, so if he does poop, I can pick it up. Also, look at that. We're one like away from being at 10. Um, and then I want to put like little like treats on the other one. So yeah, and right here, like less than half a mile, there's nice hiking trails. Yeah, he's laying down right over here by the door. You could probably see the white. Might look like a rug. It's white and black, but he is snoozing since we got back. I fed him, and boom, he was out. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he is tuckered out. Yeah, and like when I lived in, his name's Thomas. I just adopted him, what, 6 weeks ago? Yesterday was 6 weeks since I've had him. Uh, he's a Dalmatian mix, uh, but he's deaf. So it's kind of advantageous because if other dogs do start barking at him, as long as he doesn't see them, he won't bark back. And he came with that name, Thomas. I didn't want to change it, so um, we just, went with it. You know, my name's Jules. Well, actually, that was one big thing. I'm using that as a way to start so I can exercise more because really I needed some, and I've lost what probably close to 20. I was at 25 like 2 weeks ago, and I know I've lost about 27 pounds in the last 10 weeks. So actually, that will help triathlon training. Yeah, so he does have some sign language there, Faithful. Uh, so yeah, and Teresa, I'm probably gonna try to get him to go running with me. I will need to get a runner's leash. The only uh the only thing that I almost didn't uh, that really was like the thing that kind of I hesitated to adopt him for. because he has this thing as you're walking outside, he starts tugging on the leash with his mouth. And real cricket, I cannot play it. Hello everyone, please, if you are new to this channel, please do hit a like and subscribe. Also, remember, as of yesterday, we can now do super stickers, super chats. The first 20% of any super chats like that we get, 20% off the top will be going to charities. Like I will probably be doing 10% towards, I will do it to what's called the Church of Korhor. That's the atheist church I belong to, but I will continue to, we want to continue doing our missions of reason. So like last winter, I gave about I think I gave out around 60 beanies and pairs of gloves to the homeless. So I kind of want to start preparing that early. What I want to do this time though is, besides just beanies and gloves, I want to add mylar poncho in there, because many of them asked for blankets, and I thought, well, what if I give the little mylar blankets? Well, I thought that would be cool, but also I thought about, there's the weather, you know, raining or snow. I thought a mylar poncho would be awesome to include in it. I'm going to, you know, put them all in a pack and be able to hand them out to the homeless for next winter. But I will do that like in the winter. So, you know, for now, what I will do is start, you know, putting the money aside to start doing that, or even start purchasing the items early. And then the other 10% would go to Transgender Resource Center of New Mexico. Maybe I can split, you know, 5% to Transgender Resource Center and maybe 5% to Humane New Mexico. It's not the Humane Society, but it's where I got Thomas. Yeah, and actually, like I said, I do belong to a church of atheism, and instead of like, you know, you have your Mormon missionaries that do come knock on your door and all that, rather than just trying to convert people to our cause, what we do what's called a mission of reason, and what we do is gather stuff that homeless people will need. During the winter, my friend who started the church would gather blankets that people would donate, and he would go and wrap people up in blankets. That's why we called it, the initiative was called Rapture 2025. But it wasn't spelled like rapture just with the R. We did add a W to it, so it would be like, you know, wrapping the person in a blanket. We just hit our 10 likes, everyone. That could also be another thing. And see, in purchasing items, you know, like they like items that are Cincinnati Drew, welcome. You're here earlier. We're only half hour into our stream. Yeah, so that's another thing I thought about, was putting socks into the little packet. I still have about, I would say about 15 beanies and pairs of gloves left. So, you know, so I try to purchase inexpensive stuff. So, you know, but, and then it is tax deductible for me. Yeah, and I mean, as long as it's something to put on their feet, on their hands and on their head, I mean, those are all the critical points on the body. I've known that because I am a nurse, I was a road medic, and if any of those points on your body were ever in trouble, those are uh, especially like with burns. Um, those are your critical burn areas. So that's how I know those are the ones you need to cover up. Another thing I found that many requested were hand warmers. Um, but the thing with hand warmers, the ones that last the longest are only what 16 hours, and yes, it does snow, faithful. It does snow here in Albuquerque. In fact, today it was 70 to 80 degrees. Uh, was it last week or 2 weeks? I think it was last week where we suddenly got snow again in the middle of April. In the middle of April. Hey, butterflies, welcome. Um, and another thing I found that is requested along with the homeless is also hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer, and if you bring them a small bottle, they don't want so much a small bottle, but a large one. And my friend actually went and asked, why do you guys want large bottles of hand sanitizer? It's because they use it to light bonfires. So they'll gather stuff to be able to light a fire, and then it helps them keep them warm. Now, Space Frog, how do you mean out of control? I actually got pulled over a few weeks ago, and I'll tell you why. It's because my car hasn't been able to pass emissions since I bought it, and I don't have a tag on it yet. And compared to cops in other cities, I find that he was probably one of the friendliest cops I have ever met. He knocked on my door, on my window on the passenger side, and it's I believe it's my camshaft position sensor uh, on bank A. And he actually knocked, then I would lower the window, and he introduced himself by name before doing anything. I really, I've heard that many a times the cops out here give the homeless a hard time because they say they're committing crime, but I haven't um, I've never seen them really doing wrong, but I've never been in that situation where I've seen them doing anything to a homeless. Usually, I guess they get the perception that the homeless are doing wrong because, that they're committing the crime because they're homeless. Actually, a friend of mine was driving to work the other day, and they had the highway closed, and she saw someone that wanted it was a jumper. It was sitting on a bridge. Hello, China Bunny. Welcome to the stream. I'm doing great. We've been having a great weekend this week. Oh, water pump gasket on the wall. Which wall? Over here? Cinnamon roll? Oh, Cinnabunny. Okay. Got it. Cinnabunny. I apologize. I was looking really quick and well, welcome to the stream. Are you new to the channel or I get sometimes I get so many people on the stream that I may forget names or especially if you haven't been on here a while. Okay. Well, a lot's happened in the last few weeks. Well, Cinnabunny, as of yesterday, now one can give super chats and super stickers. Well, Evie, if you are turning 50 or turning 10 on May 5th, you shouldn't be in here. So I think what I'm going to have to do is take you off the channel. You can say something. FCS. Speaker, it is. I'll admit, yes, it is. Well, FCS, I will reply if it is something, if it's not a disrespectful question or a question that will disrespect my subscribers. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. My name is Jules. As always, you are a treasure here. Please do leave a like and subscribe. We are getting back up to, well, we are back at, I believe that we're at 1,379 as of now. Well, Tor, what is that? Tell me she said that because uh, I do believe in the Second Amendment, but I'm responsible of when I use it. And yes, Teresa, that is something I do take pride in. Not only do I want to be respectful to my subscribers, but I make sure that everybody else is respectful to my subscribers. If they come in and disrespect my subscribers, they're going. That is why. Um, I mean, and like I will, talk about. Um, I know people will come in, put many God comments and Jesus comments, stuff like that. But I have many people that I have people on my channel that actually have religious trauma, so I that's why I try to keep it off of here. Thank you. I think this is only the second time I wear it. I just well, thank you. Well, thank you, Tommy. So I am gonna start something new with my channel. Um, I think I did 2 tiers of membership now that the channel has been they've accepted, you know, monetization. Um, and I think I'm gonna do like makeup videos on there where I do my makeup. So it'll be for people that are members on, you know, on the channel. You know, so not just not subscribers, but people that buy membership. So it's kind of like more of a behind the scenes type of thing. I think that's what I'm going to start doing. So yeah, so it gives people kind of like a bonus thing. I mean, why would people? I think my first tier of subscriber is like $2.99 a month, while my second would be $5.99 a month, and then I would try to figure out something for my upper tiers subscribers. I'm just, you know, I'm just trying to figure out this whole thing, uh, since you know the channel just got to that point. I'm doing good, Juju. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Oh, I haven't placed a link to it. Now, let me see if let me see if I can share it to the channel. I'll see if okay, Teresa, you have a good night. Thank you for being here. Look at that. We are going to 14 likes. Let's go for that 15th one. I'm going to check to see if Joe has placed anything. I am just working on typing into the so what I am yeah, he hasn't created a link to it just yet. I was just looking in there. Thank you for the like. I just hit. Thank you, Jesus. 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Hello, Mr. Hugo. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do hit a like and subscribe. You aren't already. Actually, Space Frog, have you ever heard? Have you ever been here when I play some of the godless hymns? Hello, Finbar. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do hit a like and subscribe. Yeah, yeah, it was called Lick My Cupcakes, is what it was called. Uh, Vinbar, my stream is kind of varied. That's why it's called Area 5T1 because we talk about 5Ts on my channel. We talk about transition. As I'm a 54-year-old transgender woman, we talk about triathlon as I like to participate in triathlon. We talk trends, that's different clothing I like to wear. Right now I'm all casual, like I'm in like a, you know, dry fit t-shirt. Why? Because I just came back from hiking a little bit ago. I talk about, I do some teaching slash tips on many different topics. They have like subcategories. It could be cooking, it could be about, being prepared in times of disaster. Hello, Matt. I also talk about the high demand religion I have left from, which is the Mormon Church. Also, I talk about, and I've been doing one on urban myths. My last T is on trucks. I like to work on my Nissan Xterra, which is obviously a body on frame. It's modeled on the frame of the Nissan Frontier. So, Commander, I'm not gonna. That's not a question we need to answer right now. So yeah, my channel has lots of different topics we can go on. If people want to talk trucks, I'll talk trucks. I'll talk about what I'm doing to my I call it the Gem X. I'm a Gen Xer, so I call it the Gem X as I considered all of you treasures. Um, so uh, my viewers are considered treasures, so I call it a gem, like a gem, you know. So, and I call it, and it's funny because someone took the TERRA off the back, so I call it a Gem X. Oh, I know. I mean, even someone could exactly. That's why. If people ask it in a disrespectful fashion, I won't say, they can say pre-op, post-op, stuff like that. I don't know what you're saying there, Macy. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me here. My name is Jules. If you are just joining us, please do hit a like and subscribe. We are at 15 likes right now. Just moving up slowly. We've been having a good viewer count. Hello, Aspen. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Please do hit a like and subscribe. Actually, I do. you probably see all these neon lights I have here. I actually have to work on those because if you see over here, you see my little Dalmatian mixed dog. Actually, he's not so little. He's about 70 pounds. I've had him for 6 weeks, and in that amount of time, just happened to he sleeps on. I sleep on that futon because my bed is still in Florida since I moved out here, and all these lights used to work, but he wags his tail so hard he's like pulled the cables apart. So I just need to get some solder and a soldering iron and put them back together, or just some shrink tubing. Yeah, and see, I live out here in New Mexico, so I can go visit Roswell. Yeah, I've had him for 6 weeks. He's tuckered out. I just took him hiking. We went hiking. We left about 6 o'clock with a friend of mine. Um, we came back and it gave me enough time to feed him, and then he just fell asleep. Usually this is about his bedtime. Today he even slept in, which was good for me because I don't mind. He is 5. So the day I got him, he had just turned 5. So it was between him and another dog, and the other dog's this guy, his name is Thomas. Um, the other dog's name was Brian. And I figured out that he was probably, the other dog's name was probably Brian because of Brian on um, Family Guy. Um, but yet, I can't figure out why they would name him Thomas. I I was trying to, I just know he's Dalmatian and something else. I don't know. I need to get one of those DNA tests and you can figure out the mix. Now, there was there's one little habit he has that almost made me get the other dog, but I'm glad I got him. The reason I'm glad I got him is because many people don't understand Dalmatians and their temperament. Dalmatians tend to be very hyper and need activity. And another thing with him is he's deaf. And they showed me the couple of signs that he knows, and I've been working. That's pretty cool. Yeah, they're very energetic dogs. Another reason I got him because I started trying to. I was at that time I started on Wegovy, but whenever you go on one of these GLP-1s, all these new medications that are coming out for weight loss, they're really diabetic medications, but um, they work great for weight loss. It's not only about taking the medication and you're magically going to lose weight. It's also about making a weight loss plan. Um, and he became part of my plan. I said, if I get me a dog, it's going to make me prone to go walking more because they wanted me to do 150 minutes of exercise a week. I have now lost 25 pounds uh, in that amount of time, and now my goal is to make it to probably another 20. I think what I was at, I think it'll be another 24. Okay, yes, Dalmatians are prone to deafness. The reason these dogs are prone to deafness is due to the fact that people inbreed them. The reason they inbreed them is thank you to good old Disney that likes to come out with the movie every few years, and next thing you know, there's a supply and demand issue due to 101 Dalmatians, being released again, And then, so people start inbreeding them, and you get deaf Dalmatians. They'll breed them with their, you know, with another one of, you know, immediate family, and that's why the deafness has become, why they've become prone to them. Now, Dalmatians aren't only white and black, they come white and liver spotted, and there's some that even have different color spotting. There's some that have good, like yellow spots. I mean, like a yellow tinge to their spots. There's like all kinds. I, if I got another one, I would love to get a uh, liver colored uh, spotted Dalmatian. I've never had one. I've had 5 Dalmatians in my lifetime so far, and I've had 2 purebreds, and this is my 3rd mixed Dalmatian. Yeah, the other dog I looked at, Brian, he was like 1 year old, but I think he would have torn the place apart because I live in an apartment. So he was still a puppy. Well, it seems like always drawn to them. And like when I checked out the 2 dogs over there, I got to, they give you playtime with them at the place I went to. They have a real nice playground. They have real nice playrooms that you can, um, take them in, see if you're good with them. And I was with him for quite a while, Brian. Yeah, for a little bit. Um, but the other dog, they said, had been returned 3 times because he was not but an Australian Shepherd, and it had to do with all the families that were adopting him had kids, and like in one, I guess they had. I'm sorry, I'm just clearing out my. As you guys heard, there was a text message come here through my phone. The other dog had been returned 3 times because he had actually pulled one of the kids down the stairs. So that was what he was returned. But I'm happy I made this choice. He's, older guy, a breed that many people wouldn't understand. On top of that, had the deafness. So how many people are going to look at that and say, yeah, I want to, I want to adopt a dog that's deaf, a hyper breed, and all that. So that's why I got him. Plus, I've had others. So obviously, like you're saying, it's something. Oh wow, that's cool. That's like a pretty good mix. Husky, Malinois. He's not a biter. I mean, he likes to jump, so I have a scratch here right now. But he just like he only jumps when he gets excited. So when I get home from work, he's like barking. That he is. He's a barker. Um, he's a barker when I get home, or he'll bark when he needs to go out. So he's well potty trained. Um, when he wants to go out, because he really starts barking up a storm. Um, and then the other thing is, um, the other bad habit, like I said, is when you put him on the leash, um, as you're taking him out, he turns around and he's tugging on that leash like a tug of war. I have to get him away from that habit. But I think I really know how to do it. I just need to get the right type of collar. It does have a choker on right now, and yeah, and Aspen, that's actually, and I had some of our other dogs when I was still with my ex, we had a dog trainer that would come to the house and help us train them. It is an expensive thing, but she worked on Cesar's principles. That's the what the dog whisperer it used to come out on TV, and it's all about really when dogs have little bad habits like that. Um, it's all about who's the alpha. So this dog's trying to show me that he's in charge. Um, so one of the things is she showed us is that they have to the dog walk. And the dog walk's very important. Now you have to have the right type of collar, and many people would say it's a cruel type of collar, but uh, it really isn't. And I don't have one for him yet. I just use a choker on him. Yeah, and it's really about the most important thing about training a dog is the dog walk. Because if you can't walk them without them walking at a perfect heel, then they're taking charge. So that's the important thing. We used to be able, like, we had 5 dogs when I still lived in Florida, and we could walk 5 in a perfect heel. They would always be walking right by your side, and they would be all lined up in a row. And that would be like, 2, 3 of us, because like if my daughter was over, it would be me and my ex, and if not, it would be well, he understands like this. When you do this, he actually sits and he understands. The second one is you have to do this for him to come here, but there's not many other signs. Now, one thing I was looking up is that you should say sit when you show the sign because then he'll recognize your lips moving to that sign. And yeah, vibrations. And that's one thing I noticed. He does bark like one when other dogs come around, but I think it's about one communication and like you said, hearing the vibration of his own bark. And and then there's certain people. It's not like he barks at everyone. Like my friend, she's actually gonna take care of him next week when I'm gone. And she will be watching him and it, he won't bark at her. Nice try, George. Now, isn't I don't well, and Aspen, we used to have one paramedic in when I lived in Florida in that county, and he used to do this to a lot of people in to the people doing at registration at the desk, um, and he would bring it to the person sitting at the desk, and he would write it on a piece of paper, and he's all, "Can you call my patient's relative? This is their name," and he would so and the people would always fall for it. And I think he would go like, "Oh, his name is Michael," but I think he goes by Mike. And people would always fall for his overhead page joke. Guys, I'm gonna step away for one moment. I want to drink some water, and I gotta go get a straw so I can drink out of this. I'm just gonna walk over to my kitchen. Okay, I'm back. This was, like I said, this was supposed to be his water. It actually fits, what, 2 water bottles? But when I put it on his harness, it just tipped the harness this way, and I need to find equal weight distribution with the pouches. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. As always, you are a treasure here. Please do leave a like and subscribe. Correct? Energy is matter plus the speed of light squared. And that's true. Unfortunately, the newer generations have made certain things, jokes, you know, hard, hard to use or joke about anything. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Please leave a like and subscribe. I'm just checking out the analytics here. We're doing fantastic. So that's true, Aspen. I've always been brought up to be you know, polite, please, thank you, walk on the correct side of the street I was grown up with. Hello, Moses. Mark, I think you need to use some spell check there. Probably has C diff. Um, See, like I would say my daughter was also Gen Z, but she, I'm a Gen Xer, and she's picked up a lot more of like like who I am as a Gen Xer, because in Gen X we were still like from time to time still drink from the garden hose as we grew up. There are medications for that. So I suggest you go to the pharmacy. There's over-the-counter ones too. See, all these people that try to put these random, like, diarrhea jokes or this gas problems don't realize that I'm actually a medical worker, and that it's gonna get to me. Oh my goodness, some of those things. I used to be an ER nurse. These people don't realize that, and with some of the things I've seen, you know, like for example, I've seen someone's. Well, you can get an anti-diarrheal too, and if you're having diarrhea, you might want to go get checked, and you might have an infection. Actually, I'm transgender, Emerson, and I still like women. So yeah, that would make me a transgender lesbian. Like my daughter, like I said, she's Gen Z. I'm Gen X, but she loves like the '80s music. I brought her up whenever she'd be at my place after her mom and I divorced. I would have her, listening to '80s music. Welcome, Goya. Welcome to the stream. Please do hit a like, subscribe. Next goal is 20 likes. We have been talking, we were, talking about after my hike, how my dog's still sleeping. So we started talking with Aspen about her dog, my dog, and we were talking about dogs. Oh, really, Zendaya? Some people are going to be hidden. I don't understand people that come in and do all these, and I get it. Oh, yeah, I'm good with them. I'm probably just gonna do a 2-hour live stream. Clara, they're gone. They're out of the stream. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. As always, you are a treasure here. I'm drinking water out of the canteen as I just. Rads, we're just hanging out. We were just chatting. Sherman, I'm just sitting here chatting with. I had some subs, some visitors in here. We can talk about any. If you notice, the channel is called Area 5T1. We can talk about any of the 5Ts, being transition, triathlon, trends, teaching / tips, or trucks. I have a 2008 Nissan Xterra. If you're tired, go ahead, go to bed. I'm gonna stream for about another half hour. Well, and chillax a while. I mean, I don't, I can't tell you exactly what you need to do. I'm right here just streaming on my channel. Well, you have a good point, Space Frog, and I'm going to tell you a lot of my theories on all this. One of the things I think is, even if this is coming through their shorts because it's a vertical live stream, I'm thinking there's something that attracts these people in here, and therefore either one, they're attracted to myself, or they have gender dysphoria and want to know about transition, or are in the process and want to know how to come out as trans, or even the entire LGBTQ community. There's something with, they can be lesbian, they could be gay, bisexual, and they want to know how to come out. I think there's something within that, to all these people that come in here and spread hate, something within them that's bringing them in here. So I really, I feel that may be a lot of why people that come in here when they're, even when they want to spread hate. That's good, Dustin. And everybody has the way they want to. Me, myself, I voted for Harris. I couldn't vote for. What, Junior? Did you get the Mormon missionaries at your door? What they have to say? I could only they came knocking at my door recently. And usually when they'll come and knock on a door and it's former member or um, you know, they'll say, "Oh, brother and sister so and so, we heard you moved from another city here. We want to know why you haven't come to church." Yeah, they're trying to build a ton of temples. They want to they want I think they're going to be at like 350 temples soon. And if you actually went to open house, it would be pretty interesting because if you think if you see how much money goes into one, you will realize how rich the church is. They are worth what I heard the other day was close to $300 billion. They own lots of stock in Tesla, uh, IBM, Apple, um, and they say that the Mormon Church should be worth $1 trillion in 2040, if not sooner. $1 trillion. That'll probably be more than Musk is worth. They own stocks. They own most of. They're the company that owns most of Florida. Most of Florida is owned by the Mormon Church. People don't realize, and that's what happens with these high demand religions, that, you know, all your, what they do, and they recently had 3 lawsuits. I just watched a video on this on Mormon Stories. There was 3 different lawsuits that, okay, sounds good, Space Frog, where people were trying to sue the church for getting their tithing back. Because what basically happened is the church takes the money from tithing, they put it in the bank, and then they would take the interest and buy things with that. Yeah, there were a couple of class action lawsuits, but I don't think any of them really went through. It was a pretty interesting to watch. One of them, um, actually, you know, my hair has been growing back. But there's still one little spot. I'm on medication for it. Really, I look like a villain. What kind of villain? Just because I'm putting lotion on my hands? Doing this? Anas, I was kind of looking at what your name there. That's one thing I definitely take people off of here is where they try to have you say a bad word to their name or someone else's name. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. As always, please do hit a like and subscribe. Just remember, as of yesterday, we can now do not just subscription, but membership to the uh, channel. You can all, which will give you. I will be doing extra streams, also behind the scenes type of stuff, kind of like doing videos on how I do my makeup. Others things I will also be aware that we can now do super chats and super stickers. And hopefully if we keep going at the right rate, we will be able to be, do more on the channel. Well, we have about my channel. Monkey is about the five T's. As you can see, my channel goes by Jules, which is me, and then it says Treasures, which is all of you. That's what I consider everyone on here that comes on as a viewer or a subscriber, and then it says Area 5T1. Yes, I do have an Area 51 sign up here. I do have all these like alien lights over here. But I do want to say my channel is about what I call it 5Ts. That's why it's called 5T1, not 51. But the 5Ts are about transition. We talk about triathlon that I'd like to participate in and train for. We talk trends. Like right now, I'm in really lax clothes because I did go hiking just a little while or before I started the stream. Also talk with trends. We talk teaching / tips. So I talk about on that one there are subcategories which can include cooking. I teach about being in a high demand religion and my deconstruction. And then I also talk about, I talk about like preparedness tips, and I do some urban myth things. And then the last one is trucks. Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. Please do leave a like and subscribe. As you can see, as of yesterday, actually we received our first super chat yesterday, so that is a new thing to the channel. So I know it may take a while for people to pick up on that. So that is a function here. Um, can now show your support for the channel. 20% of anything we get on the channel will go to charity. Um, so, and they're all nonprofits. The first one will be actually to buy the homeless. For next winter, I'm going to start preparing what I do for the homeless. I'm going to be getting them socks, a pair of gloves, a beanie, and each one a Mylar poncho. And I'm going to put it all in one little bag and be handing them out. I did this year, I was just giving beanies and gloves. So next year, it's ultimately do, you know, the little care packets. You know, those are some of the items that will help them get warm. It does snow here in New Mexico, so it will be used for those purposes. And that's through we do with the Church of Korhor, which is an atheist church. We do what's called the Mission of Reason, and then yes, it looks like your name is just an asterisk, so I'm doing great. Like I said, I went hiking today, so I came back from hiking. Took my dog, and as you can see, he's worn out. Hello, everyone. If you are new here, please do leave a like and subscribe. Our goal right now for likes is for 20. Yeah, he's a great dog. I got him about 6 weeks ago. You know, my channel is growing. Not nervous at all. I do this just about every night on the weekend. Not much on my mind, just sitting here and streaming with my subs and the others that want to join in. Why are you asking all these 5 W's? Why are you asking the who, what, when, where, why, and how? Well, 5 W's and 1 H. You know, I just worked my way up to getting to a point where my channel could, you know, start to take off the ground. We've made it there. We're, you know, working on making 4,000 hours of view time. Space Frog, I think you're right. He needs to give us his who, what, when, why, where, why, and how. Like, why is he asking all these questions? or who is he? Why is he asking all these questions? Where is he? What's he doing? Yeah, I noticed just by your comment. You know, we can ask him why hasn't he hit a like or subscribed to the channel? Uh, or given a super chat that will be recognized by everybody. Actually, I'm a transgender woman. I treat my viewers with respect. This whole Wilma thing is played out. I know they. Yeah, I know. I actually had someone come in using that name. Well, actually, I'll tell you about my take on transgender women in sports. I really think that trans people they should have a we're at a point that we should probably make uh, a new uh, class within sports. If people are worried of what is it, 0.95 of the population of the population of the United States that are trans, then maybe we should say let's do trans sports. Let's have a male to female transgender league or male to female category. And I will tell you, it's factual that male to female do have an advantage, but there's also the way the why aren't people looking at the other side of the spectrum? Um, well, my computer looks like it's working fine. Why don't you look at the other side of the spectrum? Why aren't people looking at the female to male category too? It seems like only the male to female uh, people are or transgender population is the one that is marginalized as opposed to the female to male. Look at it this way, uh, Monkey. I do triathlon, but I compete in the male category. And you can talk to me about these things, And I feel that you're doing it in a very respectful manner, and I will respect you in your opinion as long as you talk to me respectfully. If you know, uh, if you are, once people start getting disrespectful, that's when I start, you know, taking them off my channel. On the edge of what? I mean, one I can, if it were a hockey team, one I can barely ice skate. I do have a daughter though that she's a cheerleader for a hockey team. Uh, but she's also getting her master's degree, so I'm not the I'm not suppressing anything. I will talk my feelings. And yeah, but the population of the trans community is so small. Like I said, it is 0.95 of the population. So tell me how many people are in the US, or even um let's if I even look at here where I live, uh let's see, I've got a ton of windows open. If you look at the population size anywhere, you're not going to be able to form uh, like a whole league. Let's just look at some. Uh, I'm actually pulling up to see how many. So here are the stats that I just pulled up. It says 1% of the adult population, which is about 2.3 million Americans, identify as transgender. And that's so, like I said, it's a small fraction of our population. And then you got to look at the map, the where how it's spread out. It would be hard to form leagues and even teams in certain areas. Yes, transgender women do have an advantage, but for example, my testosterone when I started transitioning was up like in like the 500s. Now it's less than 100. It's reading to where if I went to a doctor and I went as, and showed as a male, they would tell me I was critically low on my testosterone. I know someone that's really in the single digit numbers, but yet, yes, there is still an advantage that uh, male to female do have. And that's the biggest thing with me. I'll be straightforward with people. I will, you know, um, I will give facts and look at science. Um, and that's the way I look at things is science. I don't, you know, a lot of people always come in and we've actually had them stop lately. We get the religious folk in here and and tell me I am sinning, which I don't believe in God, so so I don't follow. I There's no reason for them to come in and tell me different things. Um, so we are at an hour and 58 minutes here. It looks like we've had actually some. We're getting close to hitting like 600 people, 600 views. So I think this is where we're gonna call it a day. I will say though that please do check out the merch store. Hopefully pretty soon I can get the merch store put right on the website on the Hello Eli, welcome to the stream. Please do hit a like and subscribe. We're about closing up the stream. Hey Kay, welcome to the stream. Well, we're about to close up stream. As always, I do want to say thank you for joining. Not yet. I haven't done that yet. Well, thank you to everyone that has joined us here today. I know I'm having some latecomers right now, but I do want to catch some sleep. Just like my dog, I'm kind of tired tonight. We did go hiking earlier, so that's why the casual attire. Um, Hope everybody has a good night. Always remember, if you're ever in a crisis, uh, please, like if you're ever feeling down, depressed, or hopeless, feeling sad, confused, or angry, worried about your safety or the safety of someone else, if you are military or a veteran, and uh, you're worried about any alcohol or drug use, or just have something that you need to talk to someone about, do use the 988 line. This is the crisis line. Recently, my family actually had pretty good um, results from it. A cousin of mine was having a situation out in California, and they used this and got her some help. For veterans, if you are a veteran, please do dial 988 and hit 1. That will definitely get you to someone that helps veterans. Also, I always like to end with if you are transitioning and do want to start your hormone replacement therapy, please do go to a trained physician or nurse practitioner. As if you start taking medicines that just someone, you have a friend that's also been transitioning and they start giving you some of their meds, you don't know what you're getting, or can look at I'm doing great, Fahim. You don't know what effects they may have on you, and also make sure to continue getting your lab levels done. And even before starting your hormone replacement therapy, please do go to a mental health worker. So, like, a lot of times uh, they will help you guide you to make sure you have that, gender dysphoria, because many uh, insurance companies will require that. So I do want to thank everyone for joining me here. Remember, my name is Jules. All of you are my treasures. Thank you for joining me here in Area 51. Um, and I look forward to continue seeing you here. Um, right, that's your view. I don't I don't believe in God or Jesus. I'm an atheist. So, um, and truly, from when the times I did follow religion, you are now judging me. So that is just as much a sin than the last judgment. You should not be making judgments. Uh, I believe it does teach that in the Bible, so that only God will judge you in the last days. So, if you really want to take it that way. Um, so, I do want to thank everyone for being here. Like I said, don't get hormone replacement therapy unless you are going to a certified physician, and do please go and see a therapist before that. They usually help and guide you through your journey. Um, I did, and I went over and we looked through my life and found all the signs, and it led me to start my journey into transition. I do want to thank everyone for joining me here. I do want to thank all my new subscribers. Please do remember, we have our merch store. Um, please continue to join us here. We want the channel to grow. We have now made it to where we can get super chats and super stickers. Anything that goes in there, 20% of what I get will go to charities. The two charities that I will donate to will be either 10% to Transgender Resource Center of New Mexico. Actually, I'm gonna go this way. It's my dog moving around. I'm gonna go 5% to Transgender Resource Center, 5% to where I adopted my dog from, which is called Animal Humane New Mexico, and 10% will go to what I call it. It is the church I belong to. It is an atheist church. It is the Church of Korahor. So we can do our project of our mission of reason, and I will be preparing for next winter. Well, I will be handing out socks, beanies, gloves, and mylar poncho to each homeless person I encounter, and my goal will be to at least get 100 homeless people to get one of each. So each person will receive that. And that will all come from, hopefully we'll get enough by when it starts snowing here in Albuquerque. We'll get enough super chats to be able to donate to that cause. So I do want to thank all of you, and we'll see you around. I will be back on my channel tomorrow in the afternoon, probably around 5 or 6 o'clock, or maybe even, I would say more around 5. I want to try to end early so I can get ready for work on Monday. It's going to be a fast week because I do I'm going to travel the next week. I'm going to be traveling to California. So I do want to thank you, all of you, and have a good night.